Gentlemen, have you ever noticed your wife quietly sighing when she turns away at night, thinking you are already asleep? You may believe you gave her everything, only to realize later she felt almost nothing, or worse, that emptiness you never knew existed. For years, many men confuse routine reactions with true satisfaction. But after today, you will see with painful clarity how dangerous that illusion really is. Because inside your woman's body lies a hidden place, a place most men never reach in their entire lives. It is not where you think. It is deeper. It is where her real self lives, where she could wrap around you with her whole being, surrender completely, and lose all control. That is the place that separates ordinary men from unforgettable men. I am here to tell you, if you want to be not just her partner, but the one she never forgets, this is the moment to pay attention. Because today, I will reveal the master key that 99% of men will never discover. Let me give you a story. One man, 65 years old, married for over 3 decades, believed the harder, faster, deeper he went, the more his wife would feel. That belief destroyed him. After menopause, a woman's body no longer responds to shallow stimulation. She does not want a quick wave that crashes and disappears. She needs a different wave, deep, powerful, and lasting. A wave that shakes her entire body like an earthquake. And the epicenter of that wave? No, it is not the so-called G-spot. If the G-spot is a doorbell, this place is the control panel for the entire house. It does not just ring, it turns on all the lights or throws the whole place into darkness. This is a button on another level. Medically, it is called the anterior fornix of the vagina, right before the cervix. Soft, spongy, unlike any other place. It is connected not to skin nerves, but to deep inner nerve plexuses, the ones tied to the uterus and bladder. That is why, when activated, it does not make her finger twitch or her leg shake. It makes her whole body resonate. Bones, organs, everything. And when you stimulate this place properly, she does not just climax. She collapses, emptied from within, as if her body discharged a lifetime of tension. This is the cervical orgasm, and a man who gives her that will never be forgotten. Here is the problem. 99% of men have no idea how to even find it, and if they touch it by accident, they do not know how to control it. It slips away, wasted. But you will be the 1%. To unlock this secret door, you need preparation. On the outside, patience, gentleness, the right touch. On the inside, the fuel, zinc, arginine, maca, to give your body the strength to carry this through. Without both, the technique fails. Now listen carefully. I will give you the 3-step technique that will make her surrender everything. This is not about wild movements. This is a dialogue with her deepest self, and your instrument will not be your tongue. It will be your fingers. Step 1, find the point at the right angle. This is where most men fail because they think satisfaction is only about going harder or deeper. That is not the truth. Deeper is not always better. What matters here is not brute force, but precision. Think of it like searching for a hidden switch inside her body, one that only responds if you approach it the right way. First, let her lie down comfortably. She must feel safe and relaxed because tension in her body will only close the door you are trying to open. Now, with calmness and patience, slide in 1 or 2 fingers, palm facing upward. Do not rush. Move as though every movement is intentional, as if your hand is speaking a language without words. Once inside, bend your fingers gently, not like claws, but like an invitation. Soft, subtle, as if whispering, "Come closer." This curve is the secret. Keep your focus upward, not forward. Slowly angle toward the ceiling, moving only about a centimeter. Remember, this is not a race. The slower you go, the more her body responds. When you reach the right place, you will know. It will not feel like smooth skin. It will not feel like bone. Instead, it will feel soft, spongy, almost like ripe fruit beneath your fingertips. Delicate, yet full of life. That is the point. That is the door men spend their entire lives missing. Finding it is only the beginning. But once you touch it, even lightly, you will see her body react in ways you may have never seen before. A sudden breath, a subtle tremor, a sound she did not plan to make. These are signs that you are no longer in the ordinary. You are at the threshold of something much deeper. Step 2, pressure, not friction. This is where most men fail. They think if they rub faster, harder, or longer, she will finally feel something. They treat it like the G-spot, with quick, repetitive motions. Wrong. That mistake has destroyed more intimacy than you can imagine. This point does not wake up from rubbing. It does not respond to shallow speed. It responds to deep, steady, deliberate pressure. Think of it not like stroking skin, but like pressing a switch inside her nervous system. You are not playing on the surface. You are activating the command center of her body. Here is how you do it. Press gently but firmly into the spot. Hold the pressure for a full 5 seconds. Do not move. Do not rush. Just steady, controlled weight, then slowly release. Let her body breathe, then repeat. 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off, over and over. The rhythm matters more than the force. This is not chaos. This is control. Each press is like sending a signal deeper and deeper into her core. Imagine a doctor pressing on a blocked channel to open it. Imagine acupuncture. Precise, slow, focused. That is the level of discipline you need. Now, watch her body. Do not just listen to her words. Her body will betray the truth. If her breathing changes, if her stomach tightens, if she gasps in surprise, you have touched something new. If she makes a sound she has never made before, half moan, half shock, you are breaking through the walls she has carried for years. And here is the secret. Less is more. Do not attack the spot. Do not hammer at it. You are not trying to dominate her with force. You are unlocking her with precision. Every press is like knocking on a door deep inside her. At first, she may not respond. But if you keep the rhythm, sooner or later, the door will open. And once it opens, nothing will ever be the same. Step 3. Let her body lead. This is the moment when everything shifts. Up until now, you have been guiding her, steady and controlled. But as you keep the rhythm, press, release, something powerful begins to awaken. Her pelvis will start to respond. At first it is small, almost unnoticeable, a subtle tilt, a quiet movement. Then it grows stronger. She begins to move against your hand, not because you push her, but because her body demands it. When she drives herself forward, follow her lead, sink deeper, let her draw you in. When she pulls back, respect that space, ease off, keep the tension alive. This is not a battle. This is a dance, and in this dance, she takes control. Her breathing will tell you everything. What began as shallow, ordinary breaths will transform. It will slow down, deepen, stretch out, as though each exhale is being pulled from the very center of her being. Her chest rises, her lips part, her voice may escape in sounds she never planned. Not words, not rehearsed, just pure instinct. At this point, the connection between you and her body is no longer physical. It is primal. You are not just touching flesh. You are unlocking the part of her that has been locked away for years, maybe decades. Every movement of her hips, every shift of her pelvis is her body begging for release. Stay steady. Do not rush. Do not lose patience. Let her body guide your pace. The more you follow, the more she gives. The rhythm becomes a loop. Her pelvis moves, your hand answers, her breathing deepens, your pressure responds. Round and round until she is no longer in control of her own restraint. And then it happens. The surrender, the white flag, that breaking point where she lets go completely. No mask, no resistance, no act. In that moment, she is not your wife playing a role, not a woman holding back. She is a being overcome with raw, uncontrollable pleasure. She gives you something no other man has ever touched, her total capitulation. This is where men either rise above the ordinary or remain just another face in her memory. The choice is yours. Gentlemen, this is the point of capitulation, the moment where every wall she has ever built crumbles, the moment where she no longer hides behind control, no longer filters her sounds, her movements, or her emotions. Here, she is not just your wife, not just the woman you share a house with. She is pure, unguarded femininity. She is yours, completely, fully, without resistance. And let me be absolutely clear. This is not fantasy. This is not some invented scene from a magazine. This is real. I have seen it with my own eyes, and I have heard countless stories from men who dared to step outside the routine and finally discovered the truth. One man, already in his 60s, told me how his wife, silent in bed for 4 decades, suddenly released a sound so deep, so primal, that he himself nearly broke down in tears. It was the first time in 40 years he had heard her cry out, and in that moment, he realized he had finally reached the real woman inside her. Another man confessed that his wife, usually distant, quiet, cold, after trying this technique, smiled at him like a young girl, a smile he had not seen in decades. And then she whispered, almost in disbelief, Where did you learn this? That single look, that single question told him everything. He had unlocked a door she thought would remain closed forever. Gentlemen, these are not fairy tales. These are not exaggerated stories to make you feel good. These are real men, husbands, fathers, grandfathers. Men who simply decided they would no longer settle for routine. Men who discovered the hidden switch that 99% of husbands will never touch in their entire lives. And here is the truth. If you think age is stopping you, you are wrong. Age is not the enemy. Weakness is, ignorance is, because intimacy after 50, 60, even 70 is not about sheer force. It is not about stamina or speed. It is about wisdom. It is about precision. It is about mastering the secret map of her body that most men will never even look for. And right now, that map is in your hands. If you have listened this far, it already tells me something about you. It tells me you are ready, ready to stop being ordinary, ready to stop being the man she tolerates out of habit, ready to stop being forgotten. You are ready to become the man she remembers every time she closes her eyes, the man her body surrenders to, the man her soul cannot resist. So do not just hear these words and nod. Do not just think about it and return to the same old patterns. Take this knowledge and try it. Explore it. Discover it. Because once you do, you will understand the deepest truth of all. A woman never forgets the man who makes her feel what she never knew was possible. Gentlemen, if you had the courage to listen this far, then I challenge you. Subscribe right now. This is the only place where men speak the truths no one else dares to, where illusions are stripped away and only reality remains. And then share your story in the comments. Because maybe, just maybe, your story will be the spark that changes another man's life. Your courage might be the one thing that gives him the strength to finally step into his full power. Remember this, strength in the bedroom has nothing to do with speed. It has nothing to do with force. It has everything to do with mastery. Mastery of her body, mastery of her heart, mastery of yourself. Be that man. Be unforgettable.